You spent $7,000 on 3 photos. I'm telling you, who you choose to spend the rest of your life with really determines your financial outlook.
Split it.
You didn't even know?
I had to split it onto 2 different cards because of the full amount.
Hey, we maxed out my credit card, and that wasn't even the full payment.
And the city card.
We didn't even have the city card for that long. How did we max it out so quick? How much was it?
So we have 3 framed pictures, and we also got all the digitals.
Okay, you have 3 framed pictures. How much did you spend?
Over 7,000.
Wait, how? $7,000. So that's why. So that's the $5,000 I'm not accounting for. That's where that $5,000.
How many digital?
What?
They're not.
I've never seen a reaction from the room like this before, by the way. That's insanity. How many digital photos?
Though.
How many
They're
digital photos? How many digital photos?
The digital?
Yes.
That's why I needed your card when I paid for them.
Yeah, half. Apparently, only half.
19.
19
Like prints. They're just like somebody printed it out on a computer.
19 pictures? Show me one of them. Just show me.
Can you show the wall?
This is wild. this is absolutely wild. But it goes to show you like a very important fact. Who you decide to spend the rest of your life, who you decide to sit there across some, marry, whatever, combine incomes, combine accounts, whatever. It is critical you guys are on the same page. And we all the time we talk about love language and trying to understand the other person like that. We rarely talk about what is that person's financial language, because if you guys are not on the same page, you'll find yourself in a world of hurt. Listen, before we continue, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss no uploads. We're trying to do 2 a day, so trying to keep this train going. So look, hit the notification bell, right? You got to check that, right? Hype the video. There's all new things that I got to pay attention to because the algorithm has changed. But besides that, right, we're here to talk about money. Talk about money relationships. Here's part of the real problem. The way she easily justified that, right? 7,000 plus. She easily justified that by saying, Lord, they're good. They made me feel good. They're good photos. This is what happens when you guys aren't on the same page. This is what happens when we talk about men. We're talking about they're supposed to be the protectors and providers, right? Protector, provider, provision. This is one of those things. Unfortunately, part of what we don't talk about enough about protection is helping protect you from your wilder impulses. That impulse shopping, that comfort shopping, that you are getting into something that because right now you feel a certain way, and you're going to make decisions based on said feeling. We're left with sitting here and saying, well, what are we supposed to do here? How do we fix this? How do we un-F this thing? Part of being a leader is understanding how your whoever's around you is, in this case, how your wife, how your significant other, how they are with money. And unfortunately, society has shown, data has shown, so don't shoot the messenger here, that women carry the large amount of consumer debt in the United States. One of the reasons is it's easier to advertise to women. It's easier when you're emotional to make emotional decisions, devoid of logic, devoid of saying, so, okay, let me think these steps through. No, I want to feel better now, and this would make me feel better, therefore I can spend this. This is not to say that women are poor with money, right? My mom, my sister, I've got friends that are great with money. Everyone around me, even every female around me is great with money. They're very much hands-on. They know what to do with their money. We have frequent talks where they're putting me onto game and say, okay, I've thought about that. I should have known this. You got that group where they constantly send you, hey, have you seen this? Have you checked this out? This is just how it should be. But depending on your economic situation, but depending on who is around you, we don't have, especially in our community, we don't have enough financial literacy just to take our eyes off the ball, right? Sure, did that photographer cheat her? Absolutely. 100%. Took advantage of her, but she was susceptible. in that position to be taken advantage of, where you are now going to your husband and saying, hey, I need your credit card. And it's not a for what? This is the budget we've set. Why would you need to have whatever expense put on my credit card? What about your credit card is not able to take care of this? And understand that what Caleb had before, like financial consultation. But this is part of leadership. This is part of it. If you suddenly see a $5,000 charge on your credit card and you don't know where that is, what that's for, and you're just kind of looking baffled, we got to look at you and say that you've got some work to do here. You cannot, right? And everyone repeat this. You cannot steer this ship. You cannot drive this car when your partner is actively sabotaging the entire thing. This is what this is. This is what it amounts to. But you know, it may be sometimes difficult to sort of look at it in this sense, because you probably ask yourself, why would I would never spend that type of money on photos, on 3 photos, even, you know, cheaped out negative, raw photos that were just printed. What about co-signing? How many people in the Black community go and get co-signs? How many people in white community go and say, hey, my credit, is so low it can't be spoken about in mixed company. Will you co-sign for me? Yeah, that happens all the time. The internet is littered with stories of people saying this person kind of ran off on me when they were supposed to pay this bill. They didn't pay it. I'm on the hook for this. Look at it in terms of student loans. How many adults, how many parents co-signed on loans for their children, who children are now looking saying, I'm not going to pay that at all. There's a video that I've saved a long time ago where a young woman was saying her grandmother co-signed her loan. She says, I'm not paying that thing back. And they were like, what about your grandma? She said, that's her problem. So when we're not on the same page financially, when we don't have that same understanding of what we're supposed to be doing with money, you're going to find yourself in a world of hurt. And as much as people may want to make it seem like it's your duty as a man to simply do these things, to take care of these things, you've got to be able to, put your foot down. One of the things, the growing trend right now is saying, like, if your girlfriend moves in with you, well, you're already paying your rent. That's not going to somehow benefit her. You need to understand, this is when, one, this is complete gaslighting. 2, this is evidence that people don't have a decent understanding of finances. If your salary is, say, $100,000 a year, but your expenses are about 80. Well, you want a raise. You would love 120. You would love 130. But your bosses are going to give you that. No one's going to give you that without some new skill or something. But if you eliminated $20,000 from your expenses, effectively, you've given yourself a raise. If someone is trying to move into your place and saying, well, you already pay the bills here. Yeah, you paid a mortgage or a rent somewhere else. I'm actually saving you money. I'm putting more money in your pocket. I'm preventing it. This ceiling, this roof is preventing that money from leaving, is still in your pocket. That's thanks to me. That roof now is thanks to me. So we have to have real bare conversations about money. And you cannot let the embarrassment of having debt, or you don't want to embarrass your partner. You have to have those conversations. And often with women, you have to have thorough conversations. I'm talking, if you guys are being serious, you should be pulling credit reports. You should guys be sitting down and saying, okay, what are we dealing with? If you want to move forward with someone, you need to understand that. You also need to understand what happens. What do we do with money when things are tight? What is our plan? Are we in debt? How do we plan on getting out of that? How do you feel about anniversaries? How do you feel about experiences over debt? Are you the type that wants to spend more money on experiences when we're still in debt? That is a very regular American thing that has no bounds in terms of race. Everyone's doing that. Everyone is debt spending like the government, like they're a city. This isn't the way you should be handling your finances when you're with anyone. You should not have to go to Caleb Ham and be surprised that there's unaccounted debt, that someone you allowed access to your credit. And I get it. In the thick of things, it feels good. You feel like you guys are a team. You're giving someone access to your funds, or you're being the guy. I'm going to pay all the bills. I'm going to take care of all of this. I got it. I got you. Well, how many times do you see when the man is struggling he's paying all the bills, right? He's doing what he can, but he falls on hard times and he's struggling. He's making it happen, but he's struggling and he's telling you, I'm struggling. And then you find out she's got $25,000 squirreled away somewhere. That sense of betrayal is because, yeah, you should have had this conversation beforehand. If you don't want to feel like you're using, I get that's why men are very apprehensive today. Or women saying that I want to feel like I'm appreciated. We need to have clearer conversations about money outside of the feelings, outside of dating, outside of relationships. Hey, you don't want to, and not to be crass, that's not like a first date thing. But if you guys are getting serious, we need to understand, we need to be on the same money page. We need to be speaking the same money language. Listen, if you disagree, let me know down in the comments. If you see other videos on your screen right now, take a look at those. Let me know your thoughts about those in those videos. And of course, if you listen to some of my voice now and you have not subscribed, I think you should. I'm trying to build something dope. See you in the next one.